Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my product regrets. Now these are products that I have purchased and in some way or another I kind of wish I hadn't purchased them. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you again for joining me for today's video, and if you're new to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of my uploads, and also make sure that you turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I post a new video. So let's go ahead and find out what products I regret buying. These products are in no particular order. I'm just going to pick them up and talk. Let's start off with this e.l.f. beauty sponge. For the price, this is not a bad sponge, but I just didn't like it. You know, e.l.f. products are very affordable, so I got it because I'm like, hey, if I can find an inexpensive sponge to replace my beauty blender, why not go for it? So I picked it up and I just never liked it. I used it a few times. This sponge is just too firm for me. When I try to do my concealer areas, I just can't flatten it enough to get in those areas. It's just a little bit stiff to my liking. So for me, this was disappointing and I won't be buying any more e.l.f. beauty sponges. This is the NYX The Skinny Mascara. I purchased it to apply to my lower lashes because my lower lashes are so fine, and I thought this would be easier to apply mascara, but it's like nothing on the wand. It is really difficult to get the product on the wand, so when I use it, it's like I'm putting nothing on my lashes, and I have to spend so long trying to build up the product just to get anything to show up on my lashes. So for me, this is a pass and will not be purchasing it again. Another product that I purchased that a lot of people like here on YouTube, but I never could get this to work for me, and that is the Naked palette. I think that this is the original Naked palette from Urban Decay, and to me it just looks like an ashy hot mess on my eyes. I actually purchased this because my daughter likes this palette and she looks pretty good in the palette, but she's also a person who typically just puts one shadow on. So if you're just putting on, you know, a shimmer shadow here, it's really not that bad. This one is called Sidecar. It shows up on my skin. That's not the problem. The problem is, for me, there are too many shimmers, and on African American skin, a palette like this just turns out to look exactly the same. I can't create a lot of different looks with this palette because every single shadow just ends up looking so similar on my eyes when I go to use it. So I keep trying to find a makeup look that will work for me, and I just can't come up with anything that I like. There's some dark shades in here, but they have shimmers in them, and so I would rather have like mattes that are dark. I just could never get it to work for me. I will continue to play with it. The shadow here, like some of these browns that you see that I've used a lot, I've used them on my wigs to line the part. That's what I use this for. That's what I use this palette for. For me, this is a pass, not my favorite palette. This product I purchased a long time ago in a haul. This is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores in a compact. Now, I like the loose powder. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful setting powder. It's great. This gives you an airbrush finish, and initially I really liked this product, but let me show you why I don't like it now. It broke apart on me. And it has it lifts up the sponges. There's a sponge in the bottom here, but I didn't have it very long before it broke apart. So to me, the powder maybe is just too soft and too fine to really place in a compact. I haven't purchased this again because it just seems like it's not compacted enough or something, and I'll probably have the same problem that as I begin to use it more and more, it's going to break apart. So I wouldn't say buy this one. If you want to try It Cosmetics translucent powder, try out the loose powder and just kind of stay away from this one. Another product that I'm not planning to purchase again is this Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint. I filmed a makeup tutorial a long time ago using this product, and I loved how my skin looked. And whenever I apply this, I love how my skin looks. It's beautiful, beautiful matte finish. But whenever I apply this, I notice that I can't wear it for a long period of time. So if I'm trying to wear this to go to work, for example, and you're working an 8-hour day and it's going to be really late in the evening when you get home. By the time I get home, this has just broken apart on my face and it's just really oily. And I've heard that it may be because of the high SPF. It's at SPF 30 in this product, but I have seen high SPF in some of my other foundations as well. But maybe this is a little bit high for a skin tint, because this is more like a BB cream or something. No matter what the issue is, it doesn't last all day without kind of looking messy by the end of the day. So it starts off beautiful, but by the end of the day, it's terrible. So I know now to only wear this, like if I'm only going to be out for a few hours, but don't wear this when I want to have it on all day. It's not long wearing. I won't purchase it again just because it's just not worth it to me to have something like this that limits me as far as when I can apply it. This is another section that's a little hard for me. I'm going to tell you guys bronzers that haven't worked out the best for me, and I hope that this is going to help people who are my color or darker to just kind of stay away from these bronzers because they may not show up on your skin. So let's go through these, and some of them are just hurt my feelings. It's gonna hurt my feelings so bad to talk about some of these products. Okay, the first one is the Butter Bronzer. I have used this on my channel, and you're gonna see me use some of these products that I'm talking about in this video on my channel because I bought them and I'm still going to get some type of use out of them. But this is a little bit disappointing for me only because it's too light. It smells so good. I wanted it to work so badly and I use it, but what this one does and what all the others do is it's basically the color of my foundation. Like you'll see here and see how light that is on me. Look at that. It's like a highlighter or something. And that's on my hand, but when you put it on my face, it's like the color of foundation for me. If I highlight, it will basically just put the color back the way it was almost. You know, I can kind of blend in that highlight, but it's not darker than the foundation. And usually your bronzer should be 2 to 3 shades darker, and it's not dark enough to really add dimension. It just kind of puts the foundation color back. And for that matter, you could just pick up the foundation and put it back on your face if you wanted to, I guess. Unfortunately, I won't buy this again. This is by Physicians Formula. I won't buy this again until they come out with a darker shade because it's just too light. If you are fairer than me, then you will love it. Like, these are all lovable products. They're just too light for me. The next one that falls in that category is the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. This is darker on me than the Butter Bronzer, so it's better, but it's still too light. Let me show you again. See, it's a little darker, but it's still too light. So I can use this. I've used it in makeup tutorials and it will add color back into my face, but it's just too light. Makes me mad. Makes me upset. Another one, I bought this because a YouTuber mentioned it. This is the Alex Ren ColourPop collab, and it's a beautiful bronzer. It's a beautiful highlight, but it's still too light on me. Okay, see that? If it's showing up on my hand and it's lighter than my hand, it's really too light to really bronze my skin properly. And the highlighter is a little golden, like it might be a little bit too golden for me. Like, it's okay, but it's just an okay highlight. So for me, I won't buy this again, but it's great for people with fairer skin. These are all good products, just too light. Some products I just wasn't able to try them on before buying because you're buying it online. The last one that is just so here. This is a Jouer Cosmetics Sunshine Bronzer, and I don't think it's meant to be matte. I can't tell if it is or not, but it is really too light. Like, look at that. And it didn't cost very much, but I added it in. I think I added it in so that I could get some free shipping. If this was darker, this might be okay, but too light for African American skin. That's all of my bronzers that just because they're too light, I wish I had not purchased them and won't buy them again once I use these up. And and I wouldn't recommend, if you're my complexion or darker, don't waste your money because they're just not going to show up the way you want them to on your skin. This is a cream product. This is the matte Latte Sheen Semisweet QuikTrik stick. And YouTube made me buy this one. I heard about it here on YouTube. But same problem with the other products. And I don't think I was able to test it out. I just ordered it. I thought it would be dark enough, and it's not as bad. You can see it a little bit, but that's the contour part of the stick. And for your comparison, so that you can see what I'm talking about as far as what will show up on my skin, I pulled this Anastasia foundation stick that I use to contour with now for cream, and look at the difference. This is the Anastasia one on this side, and this barely noticeable one is the MAC one. And so for it to show up on your skin, you're gonna have to go with a deeper color. This is the truffle shade for the Anastasia foundation stick that I'm using for contour. But I think that this is the deepest color that I saw, if I'm not mistaken, on MAC's website. One side is a highlighter, and that's not too bad. The highlighter is okay, but for contour, the other one is just not deep enough. Will not buy that one again. Okay, this foundation is probably the only foundation that I've been a little bit disappointed in, that I don't plan to buy again, and it's called Immaculate. A YouTuber just raved about this, and so I decided to try it. It is by Hourglass. I actually dedicated a video to it, and the foundation looks pretty good when you apply it. It goes from liquid to powder, so I was interested in that benefit. This just hasn't wowed me. It doesn't go on my skin and make me look like magic happened. And I can't remember, but I feel like it was a little bit pricey. And the pump isn't that functional. Like, it gets stuck a lot. But I'll just pump a little bit here. Ooh. See? I hadn't used it in a while. It's not bad, because it turns into a powder. So it's not bad if you're looking for that type of foundation. And it has a little bit of a scent. It's not terrible. Like, it doesn't look bad when I wear it. I just find that for whatever reason, I don't reach for it. And I have to make myself use it, because I remember that I spent a little bit on it. So I kind of force myself to use it. It's not a foundation that I love enough to use on a regular basis. So I just don't plan on buying it again, because I like having foundations that I love. One of the highlighters that I bring up here on my channel a lot, not a lot, but I've talked about it in the past, is the Living Luminizer, and it's by RMS. And I bought this one. I think there was an article that rated it as one of the top highlighters. It's a cream highlighter, and it just looks like a slick, greasy mess. I don't know. It's one that they say, like, celebs like, because it kind of looks like you don't have on highlighter, I guess. But I never could really make it work for me. It wasn't the type of highlighter that I like. I ordered it online, so I wasn't able to test it beforehand, and I tried using it a lot. I may try wearing this and then topping it with a powder highlight to see if I like that kind of look, because I haven't done it like that before, I don't think. But not a favorite highlighter, and this little jar wasn't cheap for the amount you get, and I haven't done much with it because I don't like it. So this is a pass. I have used this here on my channel. This is the Makeup Revolution blush palette. This is another palette that just doesn't work well for women of color to me, unless you're lighter than me. When I wear it, it just looks too bright. It just looks too pink, too highlighty, too much, just doing the most, just too something, too much. Look at that. Look at the yellow here.
Okay, so after filming this, I realized that this yellow shade reminds me a lot of the new shade by Rihanna called Trophy Wife. So I decided to test it on my face, because I don't know if I have actually tried the yellow, and it is actually very, very pretty on, but it's basically the only shade that works for me. So again, I still wouldn't buy it again, just because I wouldn't buy it just to have the one shade work for me.
Like, I don't really like it. And so I don't use it much here on my channel. It's not a bad palette for other complexions. It just doesn't work for me, and it's not my favorite, and so I won't buy this again. This product came in a Beautycon box, so at least I didn't actually go out and buy this. This is Around the World palette by Cargo Cosmetics. And it's not a bad palette for lighter complexion women. And some colors, they show up. So I'm not going to say they don't show up. They do show up a little bit. But the most I will probably use something like this is maybe just to do a smoky eye or something like that. And I have other palettes that I just like better. It looks like there are more satins and mattes. I don't see any high pigmented shimmer shadows or full shadows. So this is more of a palette that I think people will wear just to have on like natural colors. And I just don't care for it. Like, I keep swatching them here because I want you to just see. It's just really nude and natural and perfect for fair skin tones. Like, if you're looking for a natural palette, very creamy shadows, I think it's beautiful for someone with more fair skin, but it's not gonna give you like this really poppin' eyeshadow look or anything like that. I just don't see it doing that. I see this as a really good everyday palette for lighter complexions, but not necessarily the best for women of color. I don't really use it at all. So those are the items that were disappointing to me, and it's sad because, you know, a good portion of the products that I shared are really good products. They just didn't work for me, and mainly because of them just not being deep enough for my skin tone. I think I have learned now like what things look like online versus how they'll look in person, and whether or not they may work for me. And no matter how badly I want something to work for me because it worked for somebody else, like just because it looks really pretty on Jaclyn Hill does not mean it's going to look pretty on my skin. So sometimes that is what sucks me in. I really want something to work for me, and I'll buy it knowing that the chances are it's not going to work for me. So I'm just kind of giving that information to you guys that, you know, if you have deeper skin tone, be careful and leery of some of the products that I mentioned because they might not work for you. Otherwise, go for it. If you're lighter than me, a lot of these products are high quality and really good and worth buying, but just didn't work for me because they're not dark enough. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. Please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up if you did. Also, leave any questions or comments for me down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Sabby signing out.